So my aunt and Lizzie, they decided to open this farm because they, believe it or not, love animals and were actually vegetarians for years. But they decided to open this farm because they didn't like how animals were treated, and they wanted to make sure that if they were going to eat meat, that the animals were actually treated well before they went off to the butcher. And so my Aunt Lizzie and Uncle Nate, they went to Hanover College. My Aunt Lizzie was super smart. She got a full ride scholarship to Hanover. I tried to brag to her about my SAT score, and she said she got like a 1400 something, and I was like, oh, I can't brag about that. I can't brag about mine now. But yeah, so when they first told my Grammy that they wanted to open up this farm, she said they were crazy. She said, what are you thinking? You know, you went to college. And she's, well, I wanted to learn about the ecosystem and nature, and I know a lot more about animals. So they decided to open the farm. And my Grammy and my Pop used to have a farm in the 70s, and it closed down, which was partly why my Grammy was so worried. But their farm does good. They break even probably every year, so they're not making a bunch of money from it. But they really love what they do, and they enjoy it. And before they started the farm, they lived up in Vermont and worked on a farm and interned there. And people actually intern at our farm during the summer and help out, and they can make some money and learn some skills if they want to become farmers too, or go into something with the environment or animals. And as you saw earlier, our farm, it has pigs, chickens, turkeys, sheep, laying hens. The laying hens aren't, but they are meat animals, unfortunately, so that makes me sad. But they are all super sweet, and they used to have some mama sheep, but that didn't work out anymore because, let's just say, they were having a hard time making baby sheep. So they had to sell the mamas. They didn't butcher them or anything, don't worry, they just had to sell them. But I loved it when they had baby sheep, and that was what the last photo was of my Aunt Lizzie with one of the baby sheep. And but yeah, they go all around. They go to Madison, Seymour. They sell at the farmers market. I tried to convince them to come here to the North Burton farmers market, but I don't think they're convinced that it would, be enough money, because they go every Saturday or so. But they have this CSA membership where you can become a member and you can get the meat every so often for a discounted price. But they make sure that at their farm that they try to do everything organically. Like, they do rotational grazing, which is where they like move the animals around in like these electric fences. That way they're not eating the same grass over and over, and the field can grow back, and then they can take them back. And and like I said, they don't feed them any steroids or anything like that. They want to make sure that they're the healthiest and they live the best life possible. And there's a place called Darlidge's Meats in Seymour, and you can go there, and their meat is also sold there. And there was actually a guy who was in my Aunt Lizzie's class during high school from Crothersville, because she went to Crothersville, and he bought a chicken from there, and he was saying how good it was, and he didn't know that it was her chickens and that she owned a farm. And she was like, yeah, that's ours. And he was like, what? But she really likes doing that and making sure there's better food, because they used to go to Columbus and they liked Columbus, but they said they didn't sell as much, and I think it's because like in places like Seymour and Madison, people don't have as many options for like fresh organic meat as they do in Columbus, so they sell more in those areas. But yeah, if you ever want to come by Nightfall Farm, we have a hip camp where you can stay the night. You can visit, you just gotta call. They live right down the road from me, so I'm down there all the time. They got 2 dogs, so one of the dogs isn't as friendly, but the other one is. I like I like them both, but Skilos is a little bit nicer than Mo, just a warning. But it's a wonderful farm, and yeah, if you ever want to come see, you should definitely get the chance. Thank you.
Thank you.